Okay, so let's dive right into this. We're going to explore a really powerful and honestly pretty counterintuitive idea from the personal development pioneer, Jim Rohn. It's a philosophy that completely flips the script on how we think about the good and the bad things that happen in our lives. So let's start with this question. Just let it sink in for a second. What if the most difficult, most painful moment of your entire life wasn't just some obstacle you had to get over? What if it was actually the secret ingredient for your greatest breakthrough? That's the core idea we're going to unpack. So, what is this big shift in mindset that Rohn is asking us to make? Well, he's basically inviting us to stop sorting our lives into these neat little piles of good and bad. Instead, he wants us to truly welcome the entire spectrum of what it means to be human. And this right here, this is the heart of his message. That phrase, turn it all on, is just so powerful, isn't it? It's not just about learning a little lesson. It's about a total awakening, that moment where your desire, your ambition, your whole outlook on life just clicks into a higher gear. And his point is, you can never, ever predict where that life-changing spark is going to come from. And just to be crystal clear, when Ron talks about human experience, he means everything. The triumphs and the tragedies, the joy and the disappointment. He's making the case that both sides of that coin aren't just inevitable, they are absolutely necessary for real, deep growth. So here's the real challenge. I mean, it's easy to welcome success, right? It's easy to welcome happiness. But can you welcome failure? Can you welcome heartbreak? Rohn is suggesting that inside those bitter moments, there's a unique and potent energy for change, an energy you just can't find anywhere else. But embracing this isn't easy, is it? Of course not. There's a natural human obstacle we all face. Our instinct is to protect ourselves from pain. So what do? We build these emotional walls to keep all the bad stuff out. But Ron has a pretty serious warning about that. Because that very same wall you build to keep out disappointment and bitterness, it also keeps out happiness and joy. By trying to numb yourself to life's lows, you accidentally numb yourself to the highs too. You end up creating this safe but ultimately sterile little bubble where nothing can truly touch you, and that includes that spark of awakening we're all looking for. This is the crucial balance right here. This isn't about being reckless or letting trauma just consume you. It's about being open. It's about having the courage to feel, to really engage with life on its own terms, and to trust that you're strong enough to process the experience without letting it break you. So once you start to lower that wall, even just a tiny bit, what happens? How does this awakening actually start? Well, this is where the philosophy gets incredibly hopeful, because the truth is, the catalyst for change can be found almost anywhere. Think about it. For so many of us, that deep desire for a better life, it's already there. It's just dormant, kind of sleeping, It's just waiting for the right trigger, the right experience, to suddenly flick the switch and activate it. And that trigger can come from anywhere. It might be a line in a book that just hits you, a lyric in a song, something you hear in a sermon or lecture. It could be a really tough conversation with a friend that finally makes it all click. Or, a single powerful event, good or bad, that just changes everything. These sparks are all around us, just woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. And that's the real magic here. You don't need 100 signs from the universe. You don't need a whole series of grand epiphanies. You just need to be open enough for that one spark to land, for that one experience to turn it all on. It's all about readiness, not quantity. Which brings us to the final, and I think the most important part of this whole idea. Because this isn't just some interesting philosophy to think about. Rohn frames this as a direct personal challenge to you. Just think about the people you admire most, the stories of incredible achievement that really inspire you. So many of them started with so little: limited resources, difficult circumstances, bitter experiences. They didn't have a perfect start, but somewhere along the way, they found their spark. So we end with this, the simplest and maybe the most profound question of all. Given that the potential for an awakening lies in every single experience, and that so many others have used theirs to achieve the incredible, why not you?